the StarCNC is the front end for the controller, and it allows you to jog the machine around in XYZ. You can home the machine with these home XY or home Z, turn the spindle on and off manually. This command raises the Z above the work. This one drops it normally to the top of the work after you've set your 0, or it drops to the 0 point. This one set a new position. If you jog your Z position, you can set a new position. You can set that position to be 0 or anything you want. So you've got set Z, set XY, and then you can do a move to. If you want to move to, let's say you want to move to 2 inches in the X, 5 inches in the Y, hit go, and then it goes. It moves. So you can do a. So this is similar to. It replaces entering G-code in other controllers. There's a run around the border, so after you've imported your file, you can run around the border of the file to check that the cutter is on the inside of it. So let's say you want to, let's say in StarCam, okay. Now StarCam, what it is just a free layout program that comes, that I supply with the machine. And it's asking me this again. No, okay. So you've got the spooler and the StarCam, and they are kind of like a router environment where you can do see the designs here and then quickly cut them to the spooler. So we're going to bring in StarCam. It's not a cam program, even though it called it a cam. It says StarCam layout. It allows you to bring in HPGL, DXF, or G-code files, display them on the screen, and move them around, scale, do a bunch of editing, set the cutter direction, clockwise, counterclockwise, set some cut orders, the program is really, if you're using a simple program like Corel Draw, this is a great program to allow you to set up your files from a Corel without having to buy a CAM program. So I'm just going to I'll bring in a file here. Now you can also draw. It has basic drawing commands: line, arc, circle, box, a few things, measure commands. In the layout menu it has sort and for setting up the file. So we're going to bring in open job. Now a job file is a StarCam saved file. So I'm going to go down to the StarCam, and typically there's a demo file here. Alright. So I can scroll my mouse in to zoom in and out, drag the right mouse button to drag and zoom, or just to drag there. Now the feature, one of the nice features of StarCam is this layer system. You can have all different, up to 50 different layers and on each layer you can have the cut depth, and you can have the tool number, whether it wants to tell you to change the tool, or if the machine was a multi-head machine it will automatically change the tool. But you can turn the layers off. You can turn the layers off. You can just turn one layer on. Let's say we just turn this layer here on, or you can just turn them all on. Okay. Now let's say you want this, you want to cut this object here, this fish. Okay. Now the fish is on a red layer. I guess it's going to cut it -1/4 of an inch deep, and I'm going to set the tool number to tool 1 on that. Okay. Let's close the layer. So we're going to cut the fish. Now, if we jog the machine to a position and we set the XY, we set the machine to cut at a certain position. Well, actually, let's say set XY. Okay, so that'll be the new 0, 0. So we can just select the fish. I'm going to go to Output, Output, Done, and then you open the spooler file. You just open spooler file, and I That should have picked up. Let me check. Environment setup. Oh, I hit browse, but I didn't double click on C. Double click, OK. Save, OK. Now we do pick up open spooler file. There it is, temp0.lks. Larkin spool or Larkin spool. temp0.larkin spooler file. OK. Now you can just run that. And the machine is, this is the buffer in the memory of the controller board. The controller board has memory, so it's not running directly from the PC. It's sending the data to the controller in blocks of data, storing them and running them. So it's a buffered system. Even if you unplug your USB cable, the machine will keep cutting until the end of the file, or end of the buffer, or you can just hit E-stop. So let's say we hit E-stop here in the middle of the file. Now this button is preview, a preview to preset button. If we pick this up, we can actually, okay, I'm just going to drag this down, and this allows you to start anywhere in the file. Okay, so let's say you broke your cutter and you want to start at a different position. You can fast forward through the file here with the scroller down below. And it just did the eyes first, now it's coming around the fish. So let's say right here we want to continue cutting. You can go run from here, and here is the lines. You can, there's the fish. You can just scroll back and forward. It's redrawing as it's doing, so don't move the scroller too fast on large files. But okay, so we want to cut. You just have to go run from here. Click. Okay, and it's going to say continue cutting from here. Turn the start to spindle, move to the coordinates, and it'll automatically do it. So now when you do run, the machine will move to that new spot on the fish, drop the cutter, and continue cutting. Alright, so it's doing its cutting. It's coming around, and this is running line 77 of 84, vectors in the memory of the StarCam board, USB board that's in the control box. Alright. Okay, so the if you're doing simple 2D and 2.5D, StarCam is a good companion for the StarCNC. But if you're using MasterCam or a CAM program and you want to bypass this program, you can also just bring your G-code file directly into. You can go G-code mode, just click on there, and then you go open G-code file. And then you can just directly run a G-code file, and you can do the same thing. You can preview it or preset the new cutting position. So it works either in G-code or StarCam mode. Now, if you're cutting from CorelDRAW and you want to cut flat, this program has multiple. You can define all your tools. You can set the maximum cut per pass, and it'll multi-pass cutting on flat 2D objects. StarCam can also import G-code. Now, if we go here, I'm going to go C drive, and we're going to go down to StarCam. Oh, that's it. Now this is a 3D. Actually, that's actually a 3D object from VCarve Pro. So you got 3D, view 3D. You can actually see, and I'm zooming in the view 3D menu. This is a 3D object. So within layers, I'm going to do file new. I'm going to new, get rid of it, and I'm going to go open G-code, and I'm going to try to look for a different one. Oh, okay. It's actually it was a G-code, but it's a 3D now. I converted it. Okay, so this is in that's a fully 3D car. I could go view 3D. So view 3D. Okay, zoom all. There it is. All right. So there it is. Now if I can change the view here by dragging the left mouse button, or I can zoom in and out with the right mouse button. Okay, so there is on a layer. Now, if let's say that is on layer 1, okay, let's say on layer 5, I selected the blue layer, and I'm going to just draw a box around it. Draw box. And now let's say I wanted to cut out that 3D car, I could use this box. And so that's a 2D line mixed with a 3D object. And then I want to set a depth of minus 0.5 inches, let's say. Close. Now, if I do a zoom 3D, you see the box there, the blue box around the 3D car. This was designed in StarCam, and this was just drawn in StarCam. So you can mix the two. You can mix as many as you want, all on layers, 2D and 3D. So the cutter goes over to here, it drops, goes around, and and if you want to cut this whole thing to the machine, you just go select it, output, done, and run. I'll go back to StarCam mode. File, open, Star Explorer, temp 0, run. And that's how fast it is. Easy as to run from StarCam. Well, let's say we just want to stop, and we just want to cut the outline. You could just select the outline, and you can just cut. And it's just going to cut the outline. And nothing loses position because the machine has, you've told the machine where you want your part cut by these buttons previously, and this always cuts exactly where it is in the drawing. That's the origin, X00. Now you could move the whole thing. We could select it all, and we could do, in the edit menu, you got move, you've got scale, you've got rotate, or we could just grab it here and just move it like there. Okay, or you can select it all and we just go layout, auto position, and you can do centered on origin or a bunch of others. Okay, now alright, there's going to be another tutorial on how to use StarCam, so that's just a preliminary. And but if you wanted to run something directly from NC, a G-code, you could just go File, G-code mode, File, Open G-code, and then we could just go down to, there's a G-code file here, StarCam, there's Centurion.nc, open, and you could also do Preview, and there it is there, and you could pick anywhere you want to start, or start from, just hit rewind. Okay. And so you can run from G-code too. Cancel. Alright. And you just hit run and it would start cutting that 3D G-code object. And that's the end of this presentation.